Yes. You know what's annoying me, right, by the way? What? Paddy was in first and he sent a message and it's not showing on the chat. So how do I change that? And it did it last time. Do you remember last time we was on it and we was watching it live and he was typing and sending me screenshots and it wasn't working? Why? Age restriction. How old Paddy? Is it age restricted? That's not. Show more. I ain't got a clue, you know. Do any of the following describe? No, I don't know. I ain't got a clue. Sorry, Paddy, bro. I don't know how to fix it. Right. Anyway, it's been a long time. 10 weeks. You know what I'm going to do though? I'm not stoned because I feel like for everything that's gone on in these 10 weeks, being stoned wouldn't do it justice. So guess what we're going to do? We're going to make a thing. You know what? I've got no fucking TV on. Let's conversation. I've literally just turned Ariana Grande off to start this. Long time, yes, that. Bro, it's been too long. You know what, though? I'll explain in here why it's been so long, because it's been a fucking horrendous time, really. The fucking 2025, yeah, imagine this year. I remember I said on here, on the last live chat of 2024, I said, what a shit year, but at least 2025 can't get any worse. We're in July, yeah? I've had 2 houses fall through. One 3 weeks before it was due to move in. And then one I was supposed to move in on the 22nd of April. And it fell through on the 9th of April. So whatever that, 2.5 weeks. My fucking dog got savaged in front of my face. And my granddad died. My granddad died last month. Imagine that. My last grandparent, man. Right. Hang on, I am coming. Promise. Just making a thing. Conversation and a little more. And when I'm done, I'm done. Right, you ready? Little nice thing. I robbed this over when I had a title party. Look what I've even got special for it. Cava! Because it's fucking Spanish. Even though I'm a Prosecco guy, Cava's Spanish. Yeah, my fucking granddad died. Can you believe it? So, fucking start on a somber note and then we'll probably move on to an even somber note. What's Paddy said to me? Fuck knows, Paddy, bro. Are you even here? Are you even in? Are you even still in? And so my granddad had a fucking stroke, and he had it on Thursday night. We got it completely wrong, yeah. We thought, well, I say we, I thought, hang on. This conversation and where's my fucking... Yeah, so look at these fucking Prosecco glasses, by the way. Right, lad, does this work? Yes, Paddy, it does work. Paddy, sir. Yeah, it's working, Paddy. Look, why? What did you have to do? Oh, Paddy. Oh, I don't want to put your full name on it, bro. So yeah, fucking last month. We weren't really going to start on this, but just got into it about how bad my ear's been. My fucking granddad had a stroke, so I was like, right, let's go say our goodbyes, me and JJ. So well, I've had to make a new fucking account. Have I like shadow banned you or something? Did I ever like what's it called? Your comments? Do you remember we used to delete comments and like put you on restricted? I don't know what's going on, bro. How old was your account? It says it's not for kids. Is your account like labelled as a 15-year-old or something? So what was I saying then? Yeah, so back to the thingy. So last month we'll get this out of the way. So yeah, he has a stroke on Thursday night, and then what was sad for me was I ended up going Saturday morning, or was it Sunday morning? Yeah, Sunday morning. But I could have gone Saturday morning, really, or maybe Friday night. Like I don't know why I didn't book to go. Hang on, don't know why I didn't really book to go on them times, but I didn't. And then so I booked my flight to go first thing Sunday morning, 7 a.m. Sunday morning. And fucking, I went to my mum's on Saturday and she's like, yeah, you need to sit down, your granddad's died. And I was like, what? So now I was getting upset thinking, can you believe he had a stroke on Thursday? He's died Saturday morning and no one's got there till like by Saturday morning, which is fucking obviously sad. And then, so what was supposed to be, because I said to my mate, Maz, he was like, is he going to pull through? And I said, I don't think so. I think this is going to be me and JJ saying our goodbyes. Like, this is going to be the last time we see him. And fucking, it ended up being the maddest trip ever. I had to go with a toddler. I had to go and identify his body. Didn't think I was going to be doing that. The woman was like, she put it in at the end. I had to sign all these forms, saw all the what's it called, cremation and that, and picking up his ashes and scattering his ashes. And then she was like at the end, like, I don't think you, based on what you've been saying to me, I don't think you knew that you were going to have to do this. But yeah, you're going to have to what's it called? Thingy his body, identify his body. So I had to go into this chapel thing, and he's just lying there. But what it said is, when I had to sign all these forms and that, it said he died Friday morning at 10 in the morning. So there was no one could have got there in time. So it made me feel a little bit better. But yeah, my last grandparent, my last granddad, he was like my closest as well. Anyone who's close to me knows how many times I used to go to visit him in Spain, like 4 or 5 times a year, minimum 4 times a year every year. I'd been in December, I'd been in February, I'd been in March, and I went again to sort all that out. It was a fucking nightmare, and do you know what didn't help either? And I won't put her on blast because I know how fucking much she's struggling, but my auntie, mate, did not fucking help one bit. Pulled me out to dry in the middle of Spain with a fucking, not speaking any other language. Obviously, I know she doesn't, but with a toddler. It was fucking nuts. I reckon what fucking killed him was Mikel Arteta. I think because he lasted till that semi-final against Real Madrid. And then I think he thought, this fucking manager's not going nowhere because for some reason he's managed to blag the fans that he's a decent manager, despite the fact that he's spent fucking hundreds of millions and hasn't won a single fucking bean. And I think after that semi-final happened, and he realised that Arteta weren't going nowhere and they weren't going to win nothing, he thought, what the fuck am I holding on for? Because by chance in February, the whole family went out and visited him. For the first time, he saw all the grandkids at the same time, my sister's 2 kids and JJ for the first ever time. And he hadn't seen my mum in like 2 years and he saw her, so he snuffed it. But that's the most high profile, I suppose. That and Bobby, fucking my dog, are the 2 most high profile deaths in my life. But mate, what a high profile death fucking Jota was. I'm gonna, obviously, I can't say how sad I am. I put in that it's the worst. Do you know what makes me more sad when things like this happen? Like, well, more sad than actually like somebody dying, is I think about what, like, Jota was living literally his dreams. He was living my dream. Probably everyone who's watching this is dream. Anyone who watches this dream. Most people in the UK, boys anyway, dream of being a football player, and he was a football player. He wasn't just a footballer either. He was a Premier League winning footballer. And he was beloved. It wasn't like Nunes, who's at Liverpool winning the league and is a little bit hated by the fans. He was loved by all the fans. I know I used to think he weren't like the best in the world, but I still loved him. He had one of the best songs ever. He's given me some of the best days ever. I was trying to think of his top 3 goals from him. Jota's top 3. My favourite 3 Jota goals the other day, and I landed on Tottenham 4-3. Do you remember the last minute winner? And that was because I was with Jed today and we were talking about this. You remember because Richarlison scored, didn't he, like 93rd minute, and did that fucking well annoying celebration, the fucking chicken thing, and then boom, straight down the other end, he scored, it went off. And then I reckon second is Everton this season, because you won't believe the like anxiousness and the relief that came with that goal, because who had we just lost to? I was trying to work this out before. Who had we just lost to before the international break? And then we came back, played Everton, and it was obviously a nervy game, and it was like, if we'd have dropped points to Everton, I still think we'd have won the league because Arsenal were pathetic. But at the time, it felt like if we were going to drop points to Everton there, let's have a look, Liverpool results. If we were going to drop points to Everton there, we weren't going to win the league. That's how it felt. But then obviously his last ever goal, imagine your last ever goal being a derby winner, like, it's fucking unbelievable. Yeah, we lost to Newton. That was it. We hadn't lost in the league, to be fair. We'd beat Southampton, but then we'd just been knocked out of the Champions League, and heaviest part about it all, that he was coming back for pre-season on his way back to England after a summer where he'd won the league. I know. He was driving to my dad told me this. I hadn't realised that. He was literally driving to wherever we need to get a ferry over or something. That is the saddest part. And you know what I think's sad? I know it's coming out now that he was speeding and that, but I think you're a fucking muppet if you think he wasn't speeding. Obviously, he was going to be speeding. He was in a fucking Lamborghini at midnight. Like, that doesn't mean he deserved to fucking die. And bear in mind, only him and his brother have died. There's no other victims. So why would you even start coming out with things about the speed and all that? No one needs to know that. Just let people speculate who want to speculate about the speed. He had lung surgery a few weeks before. Fuck off, really? He couldn't fly. I thought he was trying to get the Lamborghini back. I got told, probably bollocks, but I got told the Lamborghini was a wedding present and he was trying to bring that back. That's why he'd fingered. I might be wrong, because he drove a Tesla, didn't he? But what's saddest about that is, obviously, bear in mind, 28, just won the Premier League, in the prime of his life, multi-millionaire, just married someone who's been with since he was 13, 3 kids, like living the dream life, and he's dead. But I also think about, imagine 10 minutes before that crash. Yeah, broke a rib or something like November. I don't know, where did he really? I didn't know that. In November. But he played in like April and that. Or was it like one of them where you just leave it to the end of the season? Paddy reckons he had surgery on a lung. Is that like known? Jota surgery on lung. All his kids younger than, I know, bro. I know. All his kids younger than 5. It's a fucking killer, you know. I feel sorry for it. Like, imagine his wife. Imagine his mum. Imagine as a mum, like I know now as a parent, imagine as a mum raising 2 kids to be decent, like, sound guys. Obviously, Jota's smart. I know his brother was, like, not a great footballer, but still a footballer. And do you really need, you don't really, if your brother's a fucking Premier League winning footballer, you really don't need to be a footballer. Like, if I had a fucking sibling that had made it like that, I wouldn't work a day in my life. But like, imagine the 10 minutes before the crash, they're in a fucking green Lamborghini, smoking down the road. They've just had the summer of their lifetimes where he's won the Premier League, like you said, the Nations League, and got married. He's going back to pre-season where it had already basically all been confirmed that he was staying for at least another year. Like, fuck you, Charlie. I'd rather not work than work for the fucking police force. And I've said that now, so you can get me done for defamation of character if I'm wrong. I'm Charlie, 1,000,000%. I'm only joking. But yeah, can't believe it. It's sad. It's the sad part is the age and the, like, is he seriously now? And up in his lungs and was advertised to go to the ferry, not fly. That's sad, that, isn't it? Imagine that. So if he flew, he's fine. I know it's can't say that. He could have crashed on the way to the airport, but he's had a thing on his, so he's had an operation on his lungs. And if he didn't get told not to fly, he'd still be alive. Like that, but you can't live like that. Like, I know it's a completely different thing, but the amount of things that happened leading to Bobby getting fucking ate by that dog, that could have been different, which would have meant we were never there. Like for about 6 weeks, live with me for about. Like I still think about it now, but now I'm like, I'm not over Bobby. I bought another dog. I picked it up on Sunday. Not to get massively off topic, but I bought another dog, get it on Sunday, and I can admit it on here because he's a dog and he'll never see it. And obviously, I will come round to it. But it's weird. I started missing Bobby loads recently. Like last, I don't know, like since the weather's been nice, because I used to love, one of my favourite things in the world was to walk Bobby. I used to walk. I've lost easy 30k a week in walks. I used to walk Bobby everywhere all the time. Like I loved it. So I have started missing him loads recently. So then anyway, I thought like a dog would change that because JJ loves dogs and he obviously lost his dog on that. And then I'm picking this dog up on Sunday, and obviously I'm excited to have a dog again. But I think I've come to the conclusion. Yes, Chris. Yes, lad. Here we are. All the gang are in now. I've only missed 10 weeks. It's been, like I said, it's been a bad 10 weeks. The back end of missing Bobby, I was definitely depressed for a bit. Like I would never want, not like one of them to go to the doctors or anything, but definitely was, I reckon, depressed for a while. And then obviously my granddad, to my granddad. Very mad I went visit my granddad, like I said, December, February, from up, March, and then was going again in June, and he fucking dies in, was it May? Yeah, May. Like, so I've just had a terrible 10 weeks, but we're back, and we'll be back regular. Cheers to my granddad. That's vile. I'm going to say to my granddad and Jota, but I don't know if I want to toast them to that. That's fucking horrible. Carver. I like Carver usually when I go away, but I don't really usually get red Carver. That's vile, by the way. But yeah, I feel like with this dog, I don't really want another dog. I want Bobby. He was the sickest dog ever. Like, can't be arsed with a new dog. Chewing everything. Shitting everywhere. Pissing everywhere. I'm going to have last time I had a puppy and have a toddler, I just think it's going to be tough. The bongo situation didn't help. Should I tell the bongo story quickly? Because we've got a lot of stuff to think about. Think about what's happening all this time. So I've done Jota was, it's sad. Do you know what as well? Are we like, it's hard to make it about us because it's not about us, but are we not cursed? We win the league finally after 20 odd years, and it's COVID. The whole world is shut down. And then we win the league again. I parted from the Spurs game till, I'd say, the Arsenal game. Took a week off to fucking criticise Slot and Trent for both being shithouses, and then partied again until Jota died. And now Jota's died. One of our striker has died, by the way. And like I was saying, probably the most in his prime, like, superstar athlete I know like people like Kobe Bryant died, but Kobe Bryant was, I don't know if he was retired or like he must have been retired or like very, very close to it. I'm talking, this is a guy in his prime, mate. Just won the Premier League. Would have been playing multiple games for the Premier League champions next year. Just about to start pre-season and he's died. So we win the league, it's COVID. We win the league and Jota dies. And it feels weird to celebrate. I went to Anfield today and got a Porto hat on. But I had two, look how old this one. So this one's from when we beat them in 2018. But I also had a Porto hat from when I went in like 2000 and whenever it was. And I put that one down today. Look how battered it was. But it's battered because it was old. It's nice, look. So that went down today at Anfield. And I went there and it was so somber. Like, say there's 300-400 people all stood there, but you can hear people coughing that. Watch the video of all his goals the other day. Watch the video of all his goals the other day that the club released. Ted was shook with the amount of goals he actually scored for us. Yeah, he scored a lot. He did score. Like I always say, his goal scoring record was never good enough to be known as this like clinical striker. But it doesn't really matter about the amount of goals he scored. It was the importance of the goals he scored. Like I was saying, they're my top 3 goals. So you've got the Everton one, that's a derby winner. The Tottenham 4-3, that's a last-minute winner against Tottenham and Anfield. And then I would say my third is the second goal he scored against Arsenal in the League Cup, if anyone remembers that. That was unreal. Just because I think that whole day was unreal. You got, like, obviously, semi-final in London. Yes, Jamie, lad. I'm good, brother. How are you? We're back, mate. 10 weeks off and we're back. And it's actually I'm having a good time. Completely agree, Def for those 3. Yeah, they're my 3 favourite. Yes, go on, lad. I'm glad we agree. I'm trying to think of other big goals. Like, even this season, Forest, this season was a big goal. That was a massive goal. Like, obviously, we ended up winning the league by loads. And so then it's hard, like a draw to Forest doesn't seem like an important result, but it was an important result at the time. Not getting beat twice by Forest and not losing at that point in the season was a massive goal. He always scored massive goals. Look at his other derby goals he scored and stuff. He was a big-time player. We'll miss him. And do you know what it seems like as well from all the tributes and that? It seems like he was like as much as the fans beloved him and as much as he was like loved by us, he seemed like the players loved him as well. Do you know what I mean? Like it doesn't just seem like there's players in the squad who you can imagine if they died, obviously it'd be sad and it'd be an outpouring of grief, but I don't think it'd come with the sort of like outpouring of grief that had been. Like all the players seem like genuinely cut up about it, even former players and that. Like he seemed just like a proper sound guy, didn't he? You know, we all know ourselves. He's never been in trouble, no controversy. I don't even know if he drunk or anything. Like maybe like the odd bottle of the fucking trophy parade and that. But I've never known him or heard of him. Like most players who you see. Jamie, he's still good about bongos. I think you brought up bongos as well. That's 2 now. Look, bongos and bongos. Right? Should we quickly say that? Imagine this, yeah. So bongos, right? I'd never been before, and me and Charlie, 10 minutes in, yeah, they were, bro. Yeah, Paddy says Robbo and Kelleher's things. Yeah, they were rough. Robbo seemed like he was like really close friends with him. So did Kelleher, didn't he? Because they seemed like they were talking about like playing, you know, like not playing, but watching snooker and darts and that. And that's like something you'd do if you're like closer friends. But yeah, the bongos thing, get this, yeah. But this is my 2025 rolled into one, right? So we're at bongos. We're with me. It was for Tomo's birthday. I've never been bongos before, never fancied it. And an hour in, I was hating the fact that I was there. Me and Charlie was both trying to think of ways how we could sly off. It was that shit. But then we add something that made bongos bearable, and it ended up being amazing. We didn't leave to the very end. Forget this yet. Clem and Jamie. Was it Clem and Jamie? Yeah, was it the end? So you're all obviously it's just sit where you're sitting and you end up sitting next to strangers. That so we ended up sitting next to these birds, but we weren't really talking. Like, but I didn't speak to any of them until the last maybe 45 minutes, an hour, and I just sort of like Clem and Jamie sort of just talk to them anyway. And then as obviously you're there for hours and hours, you start weren't both of them at his wedding too. Loads of them at his wedding, bro. Yeah. I've seen pictures of Kelleher and Robbo at his wedding. I don't, maybe not loads, but I've seen they were definitely there. I've literally seen pictures of them two at the wedding. So they were definitely there. And then do you know what? It feels weird to go to bongos when we're talking about Jota, but we'll just quickly tell this. So then it was Clem. It was you as well, bro. Don't even deny it. You were fucking onto him as well. But I feel like you two were making it easier to swoop in at the end. I don't know what you were taught. They didn't seem massively into you two. And there was one other of our mates who did have one of them hooked, but obviously we can't really talk about that. And so then anyway, about 45 minutes towards the end, one of them who I fancied her the most from the start because I love ginger girls. Everyone knows about me. I love fucking ginger birds. The thing is with ginger birds, this is why black people like them so much, because we can't have them. Because what the ginger birds hate about themselves, the colour of their skin, the complexion, how pale they are. What's the worst thing you want if you're a fucking pale as fuck? A fucking black person stood next to you, making you look even more fucking pale. So this ginger bird, right, I didn't even spoke to her the whole night. And then we ended up speaking over the fact that she never had a pen. And bear in mind, I'd not had a pen all night. But then when I'd gone to the toilet, you had to walk past where they checked your tickets and that and give you a wristband, and seen about 1 million pens. So I picked up all the pens and put them in my pockets, yeah? So then I had loads of pens. So did I give her a pen or did she share my pen? Anyway, I can't remember, but we was dancing and that. I was having a little flirt. She was saying nice things. I was saying nice things to each other. You know what I mean? It was wrapped up. Jamie will tell you, Charlie will tell you, it was wrapped up with my little ginger princess, right? What does she go and do? She wins the jackpot. The full bingo, Bongo's bingo, $1,000 jackpot. You think, I was buzzing at the time. I was dancing around. I'm hugging her and everything. I'm like, oh my God, go and get your prize. I'm going yes to the girls and that. And then I feel like when I seen her dancing upstage with this grand in her hand, Charlie's laughing. Once I seen him on stage with this grand in her hand, the reality came that this is not going to go how I want. She'd already said like I was saying, I don't know if she was being serious, but maybe she should have said it because like we was hitting it off. I said, oh, are we all going back to Bolton and having a party? Because it was in Liverpool. And she's like, yeah, we'll go back to Bolton. They weren't going fucking back to Bolton. So then I'm still like, she comes over with this money. And all the mates are congratulating her. I'm congratulating her. Will, our mate, started dancing with her. But she like... So I was stood on the chairs dancing. She's down below and Will's... Chris is laughing. And Will's got his arm around her. And she even looked over his shoulder. Because I was thinking, should I do the smooth thing? Like jump down, push Will out the way, put my arm around her and dance with her. I was looking at her and she looked up at me and like... And you'd have to... She gave me the look as if to say like, don't worry about Will. And I wasn't worrying about Will. And then we get outside and I'm like, so we all get a taxi to Bolton. She's like, I go to Bolton. I've got to take this money home. Fucking got to take the money home, and you're messing, mate. Bear in mind how hard it was to get a taxi. The second me and Charlie got offered a fucking taxi on Uber, we had to take it. She went home to give it. Yeah, Jamie. She was getting shook down, mate. I seen the text where she was telling people about a winner, and they were shaking her down for cash till payday. Oh, what a shocker. And you know what was good about it though? So me and Charlie are in this taxi on the way back to Bolton. He falls asleep. He's snoring in the back of the taxi. So and then this is going around my head because her mates stayed with my mates, and Will is putting in the group how he's going to fucking get her and all this. And I'm not a bully or anything. I'm anti-bully. I'm anti-bully, anti-aggy. And I was thinking in my head, if Will fucking shags this, but I am going to batter him. I'll have to because I was that gutted. And then Charlie said in the taxi, "Don't worry about it. Clem will fuck it up." Oh my God, Clem fucked it up. As soon as she turned up, her mates went, we're going. Basically saying these are fucking muppets because of Clem. So didn't even have to batter Will. But that is my 2025 rolled into one. How does that happen? Where you end up with it wasn't easy. Like I don't think she was going to be like a stinker or anything, but we were hitting it off and she wins bingo. She wins the jackpot. Bear in mind, she never had a fucking pen, and for the last 2 games, I circled all her numbers. She said, thank you for circling my numbers. I circled her to the fucking win. What was it, 58 or 56 that she needed? And she was like, I need 58, and then something come out, and then it come up 58, and it was just like... And then it dawned on me how fucking her mate was a nightmare, to be fair. Which one? The big one? The one who had the red little... 2 of them were nightmares. There were 2 of them that were nightmares, Jamie, bro. 2 of them were big-time nightmares. We feel like because we were just, I don't know. They were probably all nightmares, really. I just like gingerbirds. Proper headache, bro. Terrible. But yeah, what was we saying about Jota was, I'll end the Jota bit. It's just sad because I think how much I would be loving. Imagine tunes up. They definitely got the tunes on in this Lamborghini. They're smoking it down the road. it's him and his brother going back to play. Like, it's not like when you have this, remember in school when you had the 6-week holidays and then you went back to school and you were sad because you hate school. I don't think it's like that for footballers. They enjoy training. They enjoy playing. Are you getting off, Jamie? See you later, brother. They enjoy playing and training and all that. So I'm like, I just imagine that. Like, that's what makes me the saddest, the most seriously, is I can imagine how buzzing he was 10 minutes before the crash, and then now he's gone. He's finished. He's like dead. Like, how like mad is that? And we won the league. And Burn, let me tell you, I've waited a long time. I said this: if you lived around United fans, if you are from like not Liverpool, because it's all right for Liverpool fans not winning the league, but when you're going to school with Everton fans who haven't won a fucking bean, but when Liverpool are not winning the league and we're shit and we're not sacking managers, but managers are being sacked, you're having Roy Hodgson in charge, and United are winning the league every fucking second year and 3 in a row and all this, trebles, it's fucking terrible. And that was unreal. Winning the league was unbelievable. I'm still not going to put it as close. I'm not going to put it up there with Europe. Winning the Champions League to me still was better. But winning the league was fucking good. And the party afterwards was good. And the 3 weeks afterwards was fucking good. But then I always think I was in Spain sorting my granddad out when the Brighton game was. So I must have been on a downer, to be honest. Because I was in Spain when the Brighton game happened sorting my fucking granddad out. Which I still can't believe my fucking granddad died. And guess what, actually? Just thinking. So I'm the fattest at the minute, and I literally couldn't turn it around because I've not had nothing excited. I booked to go fucking with Charlie. Canelo Crawford, what you all saying, mate? Canelo, I'm going to do a live chat live from Vegas. What about fucking that? And I'm going to lose easy 2 stone before then because I'm going to fucking Vegas for the first time. I've been to LA before. We're flying to LA. We fly to LA on Tuesday. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we're in LA. Then Friday, we've got to take our Mustang convertible, which is like the most cliche thing to do in LA. Got to drive it 4.5 hours to Vegas, and then we drop it off at Vegas Airport and party our heads off until Tuesday. And then 10 in the morning on Tuesday, we've got to get a, 30 odd quid flight back to LA and then fly home 8 o'clock at the night on Tuesday. Whoop, whoop. Get home just in time for JJ's birthday on the 18th. I get home on the 16th at like 3 in the morning. Canelo Crawford, mate. That's the first time I've been Vegas. I'm going watching one of the biggest fights for a decade in Allegiant Stadium, in a fucking football stadium. I can't wait. I'm watching NFL on fucking Monday night. I'm not really that arsed about that, but Charlie wants to, so I will. This might be undrinkable, you know. What am I saying? That's fucking vile. So yeah, Las Vegas. I've got to start a diet. I'm starting on my boot camp starts on Monday. I need to lose 2 stone, but I lose weight all the time. And draws another thing as well. How mad must it be for these new signings? You got Wirtz, I lost 50 quid and I owe Reece and Nando's on the Wirtz signing. I was saying to anyone who'd listen, well, no way we're signing Wirtz. Are you mad? Have you not like realised what's happened over the years? Where when do we ever spend 100 million on a fucking play on one player? I can't believe we signed Wirtz. Can't believe it. That is the most. Anyone who wants to disagree, can any Liverpool fan in here think of a time when Liverpool have signed a bigger? Like you could say Torres and that, but Torres wasn't Torres when we signed him. Suarez wasn't Suarez when we signed him. Can anyone remember? I mean, I'm not saying Suarez was probably better than Wirtz, but I'm talking about going out and buying one of the biggest people in the market at the time they're available for big, big money. Can anyone remember ever like us doing that with Wirtz, mate? But imagine how bad it must be for Kirkes, Wirtz and Frimpong going into training today and the mood of the squad. Like usually it'd be all like bouncy and everyone's like introducing them into like life at Liverpool, but it's just going to be like, our mate's just fucking died in a horrendous car crash. Courses. Yeah, but Van Dijk was playing for Southampton. It's a bit different, and we was the only people who wanted Van Dijk. But I think maybe someone else wanted Van Dijk at the time, but he was only coming to Liverpool, and I think he was a Southampton player. Wirtz, Madrid wanted him. Munich offered for him. So I think it's a bit different with Wirtz, and it's 100 fucking million. He has to be good. He has to hit the ground running. And when you cost 100 million, you have to hit the ground running. I know people like Caicedo and Enzo and that at Chelsea have been sort of like given a year's grace, but I think if you're costing 100 million, you have to hit the ground running. I'm excited for him though, me. I am excited for him. I'm excited for definitely for Wirtz. Wirtz is the player like Enzo, a defensive midfielder, and Caicedo, a defensive midfielder. To me, are not players you pay 100 million for. You pay 100 million for players like Wirtz who are going to fucking entertain the crowd, entertain the fans. That's the sort of players you play 100 million for. I'm excited to see him play. I'm excited to see him release Salah, and because like this new like sort of like the way Salah's altered his game into be a bit of like, I'm just playing with a fucking court, by the way. How Salah's altered his game to be a sort of like not just a goal scorer, but more operating more as a goal scorer. I think Wirtz behind him is going to be unreal. But I'd still sell. I like Núñez, so I would keep him. But I think they are going to sell Núñez, and I think they're still probably going to try and sell what's he called as well. Diaz. I think Diaz might go as well. I feel like Jota would have stayed, and they'd have got rid of Diaz and Núñez. I don't think Diaz is that good, and if you can get 80 million for him, cash in, because I don't think he's worth that. And Núñez, I love Núñez. Still maintain he's a brilliant player. He will, if he went to Napoli, he will score crazy amount of goals for him. He'll score crazy amount of goals for any team that play with a proper number 9, but we don't play with a proper number 9. That's the problem. They must watch the fucking Madrid game. Do you know what I've decided now? And I don't have Twitter anymore, so there's no proof that I ever said otherwise. I now like Enrique and PSG. Anything I ever said in the past about Enrique, you can take back because I like them. What a team they are. They fucking burn Matt, and who give them the toughest game? They only just beat us on penalties. This high-flying, all-conquering PSG team only just beat us on penalties. I know the first leg was one of the most one-sided games ever, but they only just beat us on penalties. And then they've gone and won everything. They're obviously going to beat Chelsea in this final. I love the way I think he's based his game. I think he has based his game, Enrique. Did we ever play an Enrique side with Klopp? Because the way they press is like how Klopp used to press, like it's ferocious. And I just love the way they play. I love them. I'm enjoying it, but this World Club Cup has been shit. I don't care what anyone says. I know there's some people who might enjoy just having football in the off-season because obviously there's no like Euros or World Cup or whatever, but it's terrible. I watched all of the... No, I didn't watch it all. I watched about an hour of the game last night, the Madrid... No, was that 2 nights ago? Whenever that was, Madrid versus PSG. I watched the first half of the Chelsea first game. Didn't watch anything again after that until the first half of the Chelsea semi-final. In 10 tournaments' time, so you talk 40 years, I'll be 70-odd, when it's seen as a very prestigious tournament, because it will be. I feel like just, as long as you give things enough time, they always take off and whatever. So in 10 tournaments' time, when it's seen as a prestigious tournament, I hope it's remembered how fucking terrible this first one was. Why would you have something like that in America, where game to game, Americans don't care about watching Chelsea versus fucking Dortmund or something like that. Do you know what I mean? If you put that in England and you've got games at Villa Park and games at St James's Park midweek or whenever, they'll be full. People will pay money to watch it and just go because we are a country of people who will pay money to go and do anything nowadays, any activity. So why would you put something like that in America? It makes no sense. It's like you set it up to fail to me. But what's that? Sorry, I got completely fingered then by something that's going on just over my back garden. I can see. Oh, it's just a person with a dog. It didn't look like a dog. Is it a dog? Yeah, it's a dog. What was I saying then? Club World Cup. See, I feel like I'm staying on more topics because I'm not stoned. But when I'm stoned, everything's just like dead fluffy, and I'll just keep talking about stuff. What else have we got to talk about? It's been 10 weeks. What else have we got left? What else has happened? The UFC Taporia. Oh my God, how sad was that? So I never ended up watching the card because I came back from Benidorm, and as much as people will think I was hungover, I was literally ill. I was ill when I came back. I had the Benidorm flu. So that Saturday, I just fell asleep early and missed all of it, the International Fight Week. I wish I had watched it. Taporia. How sad is that? Because I do not like him. And it's not because he's beating people I like. I know he has beat 3 people I like, but it's because he's just an annoying, cringy cunt. But fair play, that is probably the best 3 wins any UFC fighter's ever had in a row. And the fact that he's now the 155 champion after demolishing the 2 best ever 145ers is unbelievable. But Charles Oliveira should have been Arman. I'm going to say in a minute about the Paddy fight. I don't care about Arman Sarukian. He lost his chance when he fucking pulled out with a sore back against Makachev, and they had to put fucking Moicano, who just got smoked, by the way, by Dariush on the same card, so he's no good. Should never have fought for a title. So when you do something like that, you lose the right to be the number 1 contender. And the UFC rightly is saying, fuck you, go and fight again. And he's like sitting on his position, thinking that a title shot will land in his lap, which he probably will if he just waits enough and they get desperate. Like whenever they need someone desperately, like how Duplessis got his title shot, it probably will come to him. But I would be right. I'd be saying the same. Fuck you. You ruined one of our big, massive events by pulling out of a back injury, which is Dana White's leaked twice, definitely on purpose, but acting like it's a slip of the tongue, that he was struggling at the weight, so he pulled out of an injury. But Topuria, man. Do not make the Armin fight against Topuria, because Topuria could... And I know Paddy was all but certain to fight Gaethje in October. Scrap it. Gaethje could beat Paddy. I like Paddy. Buzzing that he beat Chandler. I think he's got a lot better. He's got a lot bigger as well, and he only fights twice a year. So, I mean, I'm not going to say it because I don't want to put that out there, but if someone only fights twice a year and they get massive, it's not hard to tell you why they're only fighting twice a year and what they're avoiding. But I like Paddy. Paddy versus Ilya is a fucking massive fight. Massive, massive, massive fight. A star-building, transcending fight. If Paddy wins, he's a massive star. If Topuria beats Paddy, he's an even bigger star. If fucking Gaethje beats Paddy, you're stuck with Gaethje having to get another title shot after he's been beating, 3 of them, or Armin dragging down Topuria because of his sheer size and holding him on the floor for fucking 25 minutes and winning the title, and then you've got a boring title fight. Make Armin fight someone else, tell him to fuck off, say, I don't give a fuck, you have to fight someone else, and let fucking Topuria versus Paddy. What? I think, people are thinking, and you're right to think that, because obviously Topuria's done well more than Paddy, but people are thinking it's going to be a walkover job. I think Paddy's size alone makes that not a walkover job. Topuria's tiny. And if you watch the first minute of that Charles fight, he was getting, strength-wise, Charles had the advantage. He was pushing up against Cage in that. It was just that he's just chinny, innit, and he moves forward. Like Topuria said, the reason why I was telling everyone it was the first round is because I know that Charles is chinny and he moves forward. It's not like Max, who's on the back foot, bro. A Paddy fight is not as easy for him as... exactly, Paddy. The Paddy fight is not as easy as people make out. It's not, because Paddy's massive, bro. Do you know? And if Paddy gets his back, bro, he's done. Topuria's done. Paddy is one of the best submission threats from taking the back in the UFC. As much as he's had a bit of a slow, not slow, but like an easy run, and definitely lost the Jared Gordon fight. Paddy is a fucking menace from the back, and he's massive. He's well bigger than him. The size different when they were together in the cage is frightening. So let's not fuck about with Armin Tsarukyan. No one cares about him. He's a boring cunt anyway, and he pulled out of a title fight with a sore back. I know, but I think it'll change his... how funny was that though, where he goes, Dana said if he was there, it wouldn't have happened. As much as I don't like Topuria, and Topuria goes, well, he wasn't there. That made me laugh. But I know, Gaethje, Paddy makes sense. Yeah, but Gaethje says a lot of things. He's not going to retire because he doesn't get a title fight. He doesn't deserve a title fight. And I know that fight makes sense, but what I'm saying, Paddy, is imagine Gaethje clips Paddy, and then you've got Gaethje who wins, and then Armin drags Topuria down to the floor for 5 rounds and wins, and then we've got Armin versus fucking Gaethje for the title. No one cares about. Sometimes things just happen and they're perfect. Paddy versus Topuria for the title, when Paddy's on a decent win and Topuria's done it and they've just faced off in the cage, it's perfect. Just do it. Just do it. I know you agree with me, but I know you're just devil advocate and whatever, but do it. And then and this is how long it's been. Merab no, Dana hates Armin. They all hate Armin because of what he did in the fucking Makachev fight. But Merab versus O'Malley. Merab's on his way to being the best thing he ever, bantamweight ever. And I like O'Malley now. It's sad that he lost that. Do you know what I don't understand about O'Malley? Why do you live this life where he smokes weed every day? He said he's in the past, he said it helps him train. And I get that, because sometimes I'll smoke weed and go to the gym and I'll run well further. I did 5K today sober. I did 7K sober yesterday. I did 5K sober the day before that, or Monday, because I struggle to keep running when I'm sober. But when I'm stoned, you're just stoned and the tunes sound so good. And he said before he enjoys training stoned. Why do you end up being a world champion in the hardest sport to be a world champion? Yeah. I know, Paddy, I'll put that on. Paddy says I've gone soft because I used to hate Izzy and now I love him. And bro, do you know what it is? And I've said it. Why do I love Drake? Why do I like Drewski? It's getting off Twitter. Twitter used to just make me a hater for the sake of being a hater, because Twitter hates anyone who does well, and Twitter hates Twitter just hates anything that's good. And I was in Twitter, so getting off Twitter has made me not a hater. But back to O'Malley, I don't understand why you smoke weed, the wanking thing is weird, but whatever. You have this lifestyle, you become a UFC champion, you lose a decision against one of the best, probably the best bantamweight now of all time, I'd say, Merab. He's going to go on a crazy run. I can't see it. He's going to fight Sandhagen. He's going to beat him. He's going to end up fighting whoever after that. He's going to beat him, right? He's going to go on the biggest win streak ever in bantamweight history. He's going to eclipse Dominic Cruz and all that. So you get beat in not a close decision, but not a wipeout. He won one round at least. So some people had him winning 2 rounds. Some of the judges had him winning 2 rounds. So you lose like that, and you completely change your life. He said he stopped. He said, I know it's weird, but stop the whole wanking. He fucking didn't smoke weed all camp. Like, changed his sleeping habits and everything. And I know you lose in a title fight and it gets in your head, but what got you to the dance? What got you to that title fight? What got you to winning the title and defending it once against Fingier? Oh, of course, Paddy. Paddy says that Sandhagen will give Merab a better fight than O'Malley. I think that too. Yeah, no, I believe I can get behind that. Sandhagen's awkward. He's good on the ground. O'Malley has no ground game. Literally, everything was just about getting up. Sandhagen will go down to the ground with you. He Fingies with Fingy. What's he called? Oh, don't tell me because you're gonna Hall. What's he called? The leg lock guy who made. What's his name now? The Hawaiian, probably the best Hawaiian fighter of all time. Probably one of the best fighters of all time. What's he called now? Rangy as well. Yeah, he's rangy. He's got some of the best, most awkward stand-up ever, and he's good on the floor. That injury to Figueiredo was made because he did the what is it? The thingy. Yeah, BJ Penn. What's he called now? Stuart Hall? Not Stuart Hall. What Hall? Anyway, Ryan Hall. He trains with him anyway, and he's very good on the ground. Like, he's known. Luke Thomas talks about it all the time. He has got very good jiu-jitsu and ground game and submission. So it means once Merab fights, thinking, I'm going to try and get you down, and if I don't get you down, I don't care because I'm going to try and get you down again. And when I do get you down, I'm not really that arsed about just like throwing stupid shots that don't mean anything, because Merab's not really a submission threat. I know he's just tapped out finger, but that's because O'Malley is useless on the floor. But I think Sandhagen, I think he will give him a good fight. Ryan Hall, that's it. But I also think, I do think Merab will beat him. I think it will be a better fight. It will be a good fight. It will be quite a close fight. But Merab is just too good. That cardio. The only thing that will get Merab is old age. That cardio is just ridiculous. Yeah, I know. I remember Taporia beating him. He beat him. Do you know what else has happened since fucking? Because it happened the day after my last live chat. Ben Eubank. How much of a random good fight did that end up being? The little things just fell off my Crocs. I actually liked Ben Eubank a lot more than I thought I was going to like Ben Eubank, but it was just 2 not very good boxers slugging it out. It was a not very good 147 moving up 2 divisions against a massively shot to pieces 168 fighter. And if Eubank had anything about him in that type of fight, he'd have blasted him out. The fact that he got hurt multiple times shows how shot he is. But because Ben's a blown up 147 fighter, and shit at 147 and shit at 154. Oh no, 160, sorry. They were fighting at 160 and certainly shit at 160. Every time he hurt him, he couldn't get him out of there. I don't really see the need in a rematch because I can't really see how the whole thing was them 2 fighting each other and the dads and all that. And now that's all like we've seen it. I don't really see how a rematch. I think Chris will always win as well because he's just so much bigger. So I don't really know why we need a rematch. But how fucking sick was the first fight? I will, like I say, with a caveat that it was 2 shit people fighting, but it was a good fight. It ended up being good. What else has happened? Usman Buckley. That was a nice one because I don't like Buckley. I loved it when Izzy was, the Izzy when I was just like, I just don't like that nigga. I fucking loved that. And he was like, I have no reason to not like him either. I just don't like him. Good. I have no reason to not like Buckley. I never met Buckley. I don't like him because he's a fucking cringy cunt. And I was buzzing when Usman beat him because it's nice sometimes when these big name old school fighters come in and get a big win like that. It was nice. It was good. And he dominated him as well. It was good, wasn't it, Paddy? When Eubank Senior came out, it was good. And I'm very much part of the thing that I don't think Eubank Senior deserved that. I think the way he was speaking about fucking Junior in the build-up to the fight, calling him a disgrace and actively working against the promotion. Bear in mind, your son's getting broke off a big piece of this, depending on how well it does, and you're shooting down the promotion. I don't think you deserved it. I don't think he deserved the spot that he got, but the moment was too good to not give him the spot. So it's like a catch-22, isn't it? But yeah, it's been good in sports. What are we saying about the new season? I would have said back-to-back Liverpool titles. I honestly thought, and I would never have thought that in my life. I thought Liverpool could have gone back-to-back in the league titles, but now I just don't understand. I thought by the end of this I was going to be pissed, and I've not even finished the first class. I even made a fucking ice thing for it, and what is the point? Look at that. It is vile, though. But I can't see. I think City are in trouble. I think Pep's head's going to fall off. I think he's going to get himself sacked. And I don't worry about Arsenal, so I don't really know who I'm worrying about because Chelsea are not. But I think this Jota thing is going to affect the players a lot more than people are talking about it. Like, not more than people are talking about it because everyone's talking about it. But do you know what I mean? A lot more than like it would be in your head. Let's just talk about. It's fucking vile. Is that not the flat shine? No, it's not. It's new. I bought it today for this. It's Cava, bro. Because when you're in Spain, they don't do Prosecco, they just do Cava. And obviously, I had a little toast to my granddad. Sad about my granddad. What a mad year I've had. Terrible year. You think the year Liverpool win the league would be the best, like one of the best years of my life, and it's been shocking. It's been a truly, truly, truly terrible year. What else? There must be so much stuff that's happened in the last 10 weeks. What the fuck has happened in the last 10 weeks? Why am I not talking about more? I've been on a good few holidays. I went to Benidorm. Went to see... What's happened since... How many holidays have I been on since the last live chat? Actually, maybe not that many. I went to sort my granddad and I went to Benidorm. Is that it? Chris fucking Brown. Me and Charlie went watching Chris Brown. Let me tell you, all the people who say they give it... all the people who are going, you're like a women abuser. I don't give a fuck. A lot of yous like a lot of worse people than Chris Brown, let me tell you. And a lot of people are worse than Chris Brown on the sly that we don't know about. His relationship with Rihanna, she has said it herself, was a toxic relationship. She has said it herself. They used to beat the fuck out of each other. She said that night she beat the fuck out of him. She threw his fucking Lamborghini keys out of the window. He couldn't find them. I'd have beat the fuck out of her. No girl will ever say, can ever say I've ever laid a hand on them. But if a bird's punching you in the face and then she takes your car keys out, you can't throw them at the window, that might be the closest I'll ever come to smacking a bird. So I don't give a fuck what his history is because he's fucking sick. And I waited a long, long, long time for him to be allowed in this country and sing them songs to me and me singing back to them. And it was unreal. Me and Charlie had a great time. That co-op is amazing. That co-op live arena, you know. So I said to Charlie, it's going to make the AO Arena absolute, the Manchester Arena. It's fucking sick. Absolute, whatever. It's sick. It's such a good venue. How good was with you? Do you know what? We're 50 minutes in. Don't need to go a full hour because I've enjoyed it. So Chris Brown obviously did with you. Yeah, get this. So we come out and my mate texted me saying he missed a few songs because Bryson Tiller was on late. So I can't remember him singing with you. So I was like to Charlie, why did he not sing? Bear in mind, Charlie will back me up. When he finished and went off stage, and just before the lights came up, I said, he's going to come back and do with you. He's obviously going to come back and do with you. Like, it'll be the encore. He's going to come back and do with you. He can't not do with you. He's done every song he does, all of his hits. He has to do with you. Lights come up, everyone starts leaving. I'm like, what the fuck? So anyway, we went VIP. So the VIP bit in that co-op, it stays open till midnight so that you can just beat the rush. You don't have to worry about, like, you can just get a drink without having to worry about the whole rush of everyone leaving the venue. So we're sat on these couches, these two birds are sat across from us, and I'm like, can you believe he never did fucking with you? And they're going, what are you talking about? He obviously did with you. And I'm like, no, he never did with you. Charlie's bird, by my mate's backing me up who was sat next to me. But like, he never did with you. They're like, he did. We even let these two birds accused of bumming each other. They're like, I don't know if you two had gone bumming each other in the toilets and missed with you, but he never did with you. And then I was arguing with mate John. I'm saying, listen, he never did with you. And let me play the voice note. It makes me laugh. I'm like, well, maybe we went to the toilet once, but I don't think we went to the toilet enough to miss with you. Hang on. Where's John? And then he told me, John, there he is, John here. It won't be hard to find, one sec. Where's the mic on this laptop? Listen, did you go the bog? Oh, it's turned down. Hang on. Right, you ready? Go back to Instagram. When did I miss with you? I never missed with you. Listen. I went to the bog a few times, but fucking hell, when did I miss with you? I never missed with you. Fucking hell, I went to the bog a few times. Yes, Mike. I mean, we're finished in about 2 minutes, but I appreciate anyone who comes in. And then he goes, when he was on the square stage, after you down, take you down, I said I didn't miss a funky single bit of the square bit. So anyway, I went to my pictures to the square bit. I had a minute 12 video of it, of me singing in the background, recording it, mate. How fucked must I have been? Not only did he do it with you, I sung along to every fucking word and videoed it. Oh, he was fucking sick. That was Charlie's first ever bottomless brunch. Oh, there's a little thing. What's it called now? The Foundry Project in Manchester. That's where we'll end it. We'll end it with a shout out to the Foundry Project in Manchester. To me, I've done Charlie's first. I've done, I reckon, 50 bottomless brunches. Yeah, and that's not even over exaggeration. I've done a lot over the years, and they're a dying art now. People are charging, these little con men are charging 40, 50 quid for a bottomless brunch for 90 minutes. When they first started, and it was brunch between like 11 and 2, and that's all the time you could get it, the quiet times, it was 20, 25 quid for 2 hours straight of all cocktails, everything. And now you'll get fucking snide gaffs that just do one cocktail a day and all this, yeah? 90 minutes, slow on drinks. The Foundry Project, 2 hours, as it should be. It was 40 quid with the food upgrade because we went better. The food upgrade meant that we got a chicken burger with all kinds of things stacked in it, chips and gravy. The best gravy ever. Obviously, Charlie being from Bristol didn't touch his gravy, so I had his gravy. So a proper nice scram, and then get this, yeah. So bear in mind, we went to Las Iguanas, and they wouldn't even give us another drink until everyone in the group had finished the drink. Guess what they do at the fucking Foundry Project? They bring you a bottle of side Prosecco that just sits on the side with your two glasses, and then you order your drinks. So you order your cocktails, you order whatever, your vodkas. I had my first ever vodka lime and lemonade. What a drink. I had 7 of them in the end. Pissed out my head, but I've never drunk vodka lime and lemonade before. Lovely drink. The lime makes a difference. But yeah, they leave the Prosecco there, you drink the Prosecco and order new drinks. And when your cocktail or your vodka's gone, they bring you another drink, and then when your Prosecco's still there, and then when your Prosecco's, and then the woman was there, she was like, when you finish Prosecco, just tip the bottle upside down so I know it's done. And as soon as your Prosecco's done, boom, they bring you another Prosecco. That is a bottomless brunch because you're literally getting pissed the whole time you're there. We walked out, me and Charlie, and he'll tell you, fucking blitzed. I was pissed out of my head coming out of there because I'd had 2 bottles of Prosecco, I'd had 7 fucking vodka lime and lemonades, 2 cocktails, all kinds. But I did eat. I enjoyed it. But that was a good day, Chris Brown. I can't remember. There's loads of shit that's happened in the last 10 weeks, but as always with these live chats, I've not done one for 10 weeks. That is probably the longest I've ever done. Stumbled to NQ64, yeah, which was round the corner, and we ended up going via about 9 corners. But as always with these live chats, I'll end up doing this one, and I'll probably end up doing another fucking 6 this week. I'm going to cut this one. This is finished. It's been a good hour. I've enjoyed it. Thanks everyone for coming. I love you all. Charlie, Paddy, you two, Chris as well, been the main gangsters in here. Oh no, I'm thingy as well, Jamie, before he went. It's been good. I've enjoyed it. I promise you, I will not wait 10 weeks. I'm going to make sure I do another one. I get my dog on Sunday though, so that's going to be a bit mad. Do anyone want to see Pedro? Tell you I pick him up. So he's called Pedro because my granddad was Peter, but he lived in Spain 34 years, and he was Pedro. It was just because Pedro's Peter in Spanish. And I'll tell the truth because my mum won't see this, and again, it will grow on me. When I said Pedro, my mum cried. So when your mum cries at a name because it's named after a dad and a dad's just died and it's sad, and obviously my mum will admit I was closer to my granddad than my mum. Like obviously it was her dad, so it's a completely different loss because you expect to lose your granddad. It's sad to lose your dad. But my mum, anyone in this world will tell you I was the closest to my granddad. I went and visited him well more than anyone else. I love my granddad, and I miss him a lot, and I also miss Bobby. So that's why I've got a new dog. So then when I say I'm going to call, because I just couldn't think of a name. No name resonated in my head other than Bobby for a dog. I just loved the name Bobby for a dog. I was thinking Robbo, but I didn't want Robbo. I liked Bobby. So then when I came up with Pedro, because obviously that was my granddad's name, I only ever knew him as granddad, but everyone called him Pedro. And my mum cries. I feel like you can't go back on the name then if you've said Pedro and your mum cries about it. But I don't like it. I'll admit it right now. I don't like it. I don't like the name, but it will grow me, I think. But it's here to stay. But yeah, don't see Pedro, because what's the thing about Bobby? I paid more during lockdown for a black Pouchon, and then when he got his first ever adult trim, he went white. Because I wanted to be able to put fucking pictures on my story of my dog and go like, my nigger, and all this. Oh my God, I forgot I went to Dublin as well. I love the Dublin in and out, me. Early flight, late flight. Me and Elise went, it was fucking sick. Yes, Charlie, the pictures of things. Where's the pictures of Pedro? Here we go. There's my little Pedro. I don't think he's going to fucking fade, is he? He's a Why is it? Oh, it's because it's how bright it is outside. He's as black as they come. Look at Bobby. Look at JJ with him. Such a cute picture. and then the last one where he's hugging him. So I pick him up on Sunday. Another dog in the family. Can't wait to have a puppy shitting everywhere and chewing everything. But yeah, it's been amazing. Loved it. I'll definitely do one next week at some point, maybe Thursday or whatever. And I'm going to definitely try and once I move house, I know I've said this before, but once I move house, once I finally get this house over the line and here, ready to be posted tomorrow, is my mortgage deed and everything, all the shit you need to sign. So, as everyone knows with the stress I'm going under, doesn't mean it's as close as you'd think. But when you get to that stage, it should be closer. But because of the fucking unluckiness I've had, it's not that close. But hopefully, let's say I'm going for August, we move. And the house, I'm literally building a YouTube studio. Not just for me, it'll be for people, for podcasts to come and pay me to do their podcast. But it means I will be podcasting all the time. I'm not giving up on this YouTube thing. It's just, who knew I was going to start doing YouTube in August, and then in February, the following February, my whole life would turn upside down and I'd have to move back to Bolton. And who knew? Who knew? But we're still here. We're like 18 months in, 19 months in, and I'm still doing them, not very regularly. Still got people who come and watch them. But when I move, we'll be all systems go for everything. But at the minute, I will make sure they're every week or at least every 2 weeks. I'll never leave a 10-week gap. But like I said, it's just been a shit year. And my granddad dying last month really compounded the shit year. And I've said this, we'll leave on this point. My granddad lived, I want to get this out there, because my granddad was an amazing man, yeah, and he lived his dream. He fucking, since you left Twitter, lad, just loads, James. Watch previous episodes, because I'm finishing now. But my granddad, his dream was to retire young and move to Spain, and he retired young and moved to Spain. He lived his dreams. How many people could say they lived the dreams? So my granddad dying hurt me, and it kills me, and I miss him, and the fact that I can't go to Spain and have nice holidays and visit my granddad, and that JJ is probably not going to remember his great granddad, it kills me a little bit. And the fact that my mum has now lost all her parents and all this year, we'll watch them back. You don't have to watch them back. I'll maybe explain another time, but we're going now. It's 59 minutes. My granddad lived his dreams, and he died at 88 in Spain. So it's easy to take, but that in March with Bobby, and I know I've done a lot of things, and it's a killer. And do you know what's the saddest thing about your dog? How do you, as like a lad's lad, it's hard to go to your mates and have a cry over missing your dog. It's hard. It is hard. Cheers, James. I appreciate that, but my granddad. It's hard to tell your mates that you miss your dog. These days, moving to Spain is essentially moving to the average Brit. yeah, it is. I feel like for people like my granddad's age, moving to Spain was like the most amazing thing in the world. But I know it's like, but he lived his dream, and he died. Like I said, he was 88. He died at 88, and we probably have been. You could see it coming for the last year. So obviously it's sad, but it's my granddad, and you expect your granddad to die. But do you know what? And even having another dog now, watching your dog get fucking go out like that, and he was the sickest dog ever as well. And anyone who met him will tell you he was the sickest dog ever. And watching your dog get scrammed to death, I don't give a fuck what any of these muppets say on Twitter saying I'd lose an arm before. I was fucking. There's nothing more I could have done to try and help Bobby, mate. I was volleying the dog as hard as I could. This dog did not give a fuck. Losing your dog in that way, and it hits you. I feel like it hits you. Like at the time, I was sad, but it was like a lot to take. And then no, like it's hard to explain how I felt. The last couple of months have whatted me with Bobby. Big time. Like I proper miss my dog. I miss him now. I miss him every day. I miss you. You'll never understand the longing for the 30 seconds when you walk in the door and your dog comes through the door and he's excited and his tail's wagging. Like I know I'm gonna get that back with this dog, but I just miss my dog. So new dog on Sunday. I will definitely, I promise, one day next week, probably Thursday again, I'll check in again and we'll do another hour and I'll tell you exactly how much of a little bastard this new puppy is. But yeah, let's hope. First half of the year could not have been worse. I appreciate all the nice messages that I'm getting in the chat. First half of the year couldn't be worse. Let's hope the second half of the year is better. Goodbye, everybody. End of stream.